So now that we know the indicator signs, what do? I'm lost. What are we going to do? Well, first you have to identify what sets you off. What are those triggers that you have? What is pushing your buttons? Once you can identify those triggers and what's pushing your buttons, you know you will have feelings that coincide with that, and it's okay. And you need to accept those feelings. If you're angry at your child, that's okay. If you're mad at your significant other, that's okay. If you're just frustrated and feel you're not a good parent at that moment, that's okay, because those are the triggers and those are the things that are setting you off. Then you need to figure out what is happening when those triggers take place in you. Is your heart racing? Are you sweating? Are you shaking? Are you pacing back and forth? You need to be able to identify those indicators and those triggers so you will know that it's time to take care of yourself. This next slide is one of my favorites, I have to say. You see that parent is up there meditating while her children are just totally out of control in the house, because she knows it's time for her to step back and take a deep breath and remind herself, I matter, and know that it's okay to take care of herself. Now that you know the indicator signs and you know the triggers, what are you supposed to do? What's next? Well, we always tell families and parents to walk away. It's okay to walk away. It's okay to put your child in front of the technology for a few minutes so you can take care of yourself. It's okay to put the child in front of the TV so you can take care of yourself. You need a break to regroup so you can then continue to take care of your children, your spouse, an elderly parent, or whoever you are responsible for at that moment. So remember, it's time to walk away. But what do you do when you walk away? Do you just keep walking? No. You need to have some activities that will calm you down. Think about those activities. Taking a deep breath. Maybe doing a few exercises. Maybe reading just a couple pages of a book or the newspaper. But you need to know what activities will calm you down when you walk away from that situation that's pushing your buttons. This next slide gives you some 5-minute self-care tips. 5-minute self-care activities that you can do. I ask that you spend a few minutes and look at this slide. And as you're looking at it, remember that visual picture that you took that states, I matter. Remember the oxygen. This is the 5 care steps. That is your oxygen. From there, Gloria is going to talk a little more about self-care tips.
Thanks, Catherine. So to review, we, the parents, are attempting to help ourselves by identifying that trigger point, walking away, doing something that calms us. And now I want to take a minute to discuss how helpful it can be to reach out to a friend or family member. During this time of physical distancing, you can still reach out to that someone who will listen to your woes. Get on the phone, text. Many times we can feel better if we have that kind of outlet, where we can talk about those things that are bothering us out loud. It can be calming to get those thoughts out of our head. Talk to someone who's reassuring to you. While talking to others can be extremely helpful, another self-care tip to use is positive self-talk, which basically means talk to yourself in a positive way. This is my personal favorite. Focus on what you can control. Every once in a while, we need to give ourselves a pep talk. I got this. I'm not going to worry about what other parents are doing or saying or may think about me. I know I'm a good parent. I'm happy because I know I'm doing my personal best. Keeping that self-talk positive will help you reframe your thinking. Whitney's going to take a minute to talk a little bit more about some other ways to help yourself.
Thank you, Gloria. And Catherine, what I really love about these self-care tips is that they're quick, they're free, they're things we can do anywhere. I know that as busy parents and we have so much going on, we don't always have a lot of time for ourselves. And I think that the value in some of these tips that we're talking about is that we can do them in little spaces and little places, and we don't need a lot of time or money to do them. The next self-care tip that I'm going to talk about is one of my favorites, and it's about laughing. During times of stress, it can feel like a struggle to find joy. It can be hard when we have so much going on. And there's so much heavy news around us. Sometimes it can even feel inappropriate when there might be people around us that have things that aren't always great happening to them, or when we have things that are burdens happening to us, or it can feel insensitive, but it's so very important. Laughter can improve our mood. It can reduce our stress. It can help our bodies actually relax. Research has backed this up many times. It's so important to make time for laughter every day, and this is something that we can do very easily. As Gloria mentioned, you can text a friend, you can get on TV or YouTube and watch a funny video. You can connect with your group, and just try and find a way to make some time for laughter, because it's very important. Another self-care tip that's easy, this one's not quite as easy for me, but is practicing mindfulness. And again, as I mentioned, it's because of all of the things that we have going on. But mindfulness can be so powerful. And really, mindfulness is really helping us to become more present. And when I say present, I mean it's helping us to focus and stay in the moment. It's becoming aware of our surroundings. It is helping us to be in the here and now. It can be done by practicing our breathing. It can be done by helping us focus on what is around us. Some people need a little bit of help with that, and there are lots of apps that can do that. There are lots of books that can do that. There are things that you can access that can help you with that. But even just taking a few moments, closing your eyes, and just breathing is so important. And again, that there's research shows that it can help you lower your blood pressure. It can help you center yourself. And again, it doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take money. And it really does have a lot of health benefits.